Dearest Mother, I hope this letter finds you in good health and spirits. I can hardly begin to put into words the things I've seen and felt here, but I will try for your sake and mine. It brings me some comfort to imagine you sitting by the fire, reading my words and knowing that I'm thinking of you. The front lines are bitterly cold, colder than anything I've ever known. The frost seeps into our boots and bites at our fingers and faces. Even with layers of wool and leather, the chill is unrelenting, as though it is trying to remind us that we are not welcome here. The mud is another enemy altogether, clinging to everything, swallowing boots and turning even the simplest task into a miserable ordeal. And the rats, Mother, they are everywhere. Big as cats, bold and unafraid, they scurry about feeding on scraps and whatever else they can find. Sometimes I think they are better fed than we are. The horrors of this war are beyond anything I could have imagined when I first signed up. I thought I was doing my duty, that I would be serving a noble cause. But now, as I sit in this trench, listening to the distant thunder of guns and the cries of wounded men, I am filled with doubt. The faces of the enemy, when I catch a glimpse of them, look so much like ours. They are young and scared, just like us. I cannot bring myself to hate them, and I feel a heavy guilt for being part of this machine of destruction. What right have I to take a life that is no less precious than my own? These thoughts weigh heavily on me, and I wonder if I will ever find peace again. In the darkest moments, my thoughts turn to Mary. Oh, how I long to see her face, to hold her hand and hear her laugh. I carry her photograph with me, and sometimes, when the world here feels too bleak to bear, I take it out and imagine her standing in the sunlight waiting for me. I wonder if she still wears the locket I gave her, and if she thinks of me as often as I think of her. Tell her, if you see her, that she is my guiding star, the light that keeps me moving forward. I miss home more than I can say. I miss the smell of your baking and the sound of the clock in the hall chiming the hours. I miss the little things, the things I never thought I would notice or long for. I even miss the creak of the old floorboards underfoot. Please tell everyone that I'm thinking of them and that I'm doing my best to stay strong. Write to me when you can. Your letters are a lifeline, a reminder that there is still a world beyond this madness. With all my love, your son, James.
My dearest James, how my heart leapt when I saw your letter. To hold your words in my hands is to feel a part of you here with me, even across the great distance that separates us. I read it by the fire as you imagined, and I must admit the tears fell freely as I thought of you out there in that cold and terrible place. But my son, I'm so very proud of you. Not for the fighting, but for the courage it takes to endure all that you have described. I wish I could reach through this paper and bring you back to us. To wrap you in a warm blanket, to make you a pot of stew, and to see you smile as you used to. The thought of you suffering in the cold, surrounded by mud and rats, breaks my heart. I've sent along some knitted socks and a scarf in the parcel that accompanies this letter. It isn't much, but I hope it will bring you some small comfort. I'll make sure to send more as soon as I can. Your words about the enemy moved me deeply. To know that you still see their humanity despite all you've endured speaks to the kind of man you are, James. It is a terrible thing that this war has taken so many sons from their mothers, on both sides. I pray every night that this madness will end soon, and that all of you boys can come home where you belong. Mary came by yesterday, and we spoke for a good long while. She's as lovely as ever, and misses you terribly. She showed me the locket you gave her. She wears it close to her heart and touches it often when she speaks of you. I can see how deeply she loves you, James. She said she writes to you often and waits eagerly for your replies. You are her world, and I know she is yours. I pray that one day soon you will be reunited and can start the life you both deserve. The house is much the same as you left it, though it feels emptier without your laughter filling the rooms. Your father spends most of his days in the fields, but I catch him pausing sometimes, gazing into the distance as if he's willing you to walk up the lane. Your sisters ask about you constantly, and I tell them stories of when you were their age, how you would protect them and make them laugh. They miss you so much, James, and they pray for you every night. Stay strong, my dear boy, and remember that you are loved more than words can ever say. You are always in my thoughts and prayers. Write to me again, as soon as you can. Your letters are my greatest treasure.
Dearest Mother, I hope this letter finds you well and in good spirits. I'm writing with some news that I hope will make you proud. I've been promoted to the rank of corporal. It feels strange to think of myself in this new role, but I will do my utmost to honour the responsibility that comes with it. I know you and Father had always taught me to do my best in everything, and I carry those lessons with me every day. There is talk of a big push in the coming days. We've been preparing for it, and though I cannot share much, know that I will give it my all, for King, country, and most importantly for you, Father, Mary, and my sisters. The thought of you all waiting for me at home keeps me steady and determined. Whatever comes, I will face it with courage, knowing I carry your love with me. The days here are hard, as they have always been, but I find comfort in small things. Your letters, Mother, are my lifeline. They remind me of all the good things in the world that are worth fighting for. It is blackberry season now, isn't it? I've been thinking of your blackberry jam, how sweet and rich it tastes on a slice of warm bread. If you've made some this year and if it's not too much trouble, could you send me a jar? Just the thought of it brings a smile to my face. Mary's letters are a great comfort as well. She has such a way with words, and when I read her letters I can almost hear her voice. Tell her I think of her every day and that her locket still hangs close to my heart. One day, when this war is over, I will return to her and to all of you, and we will have the life we've dreamed of. Please give my love to Father and the girls. Tell them I'm thinking of them always and that I will do my best to make you all proud. I promise to write again as soon as I can.
My dearest James, oh, how my heart swelled with pride when I read your letter. A corporal. You have done yourself, your family, your country, and your king proud. I can scarcely find the words to express how much joy it brought to know that your bravery and dedication have been recognised. Your father is beaming with pride. I haven't seen him smile like this in such a long time. He tells everyone he meets, "That's my boy, our James, a corporal now." I know he wishes he could shake your hand and tell you himself just how proud he is of you. The big push you mentioned weighs heavily on my mind, but I know that whatever challenges lie ahead, you will face them with the same courage and determination that have brought you this far. You are the heart of this family, James, and the thought of your strength inspires us all to stay strong here at home. We pray for you every single day, asking for your safety and the swift end to this dreadful war. As soon as I read your letter, I went straight to the pantry and packed a jar. It warmed my heart to know you were thinking of something so simple and yet so close to home. I've also tucked in a few other treats and a fresh pair of socks. I hope they bring you a little bit of comfort in those cold trenches. When you taste that jam, think of home and know that we're all waiting to welcome you back with open arms. Mary stopped by again, and she's as sweet and steadfast as ever. She told me how much your letters mean to her and that she carries your words with her everywhere. She's so proud of you, James. I believe the two of you were made for each other, and I cannot wait to see you both happy and together when all of this is behind us. Your sisters are keeping busy helping around the house and with the little ones in the village. They talk about you constantly and have been drawing pictures for you, which I've included in the parcel. Even the smallest ones here know of their brave brother fighting far away. You are a hero to them, James, as you are to me. Take care of yourself, my brave little warrior. Remember that no matter where you are surrounded by our love and prayers. Keep writing to us when you can, and hold on to the knowledge that we are all so incredibly proud of you.
Dearest Mother, I cannot thank you enough for the parcel you sent. The blackberry jam was a taste of home I didn't realise how much I needed. I shared it with some of the lads here, and for a brief moment, it felt as though we were sitting around the table back home. They all agreed you must be the finest jam maker in all of England. Please know that your kindness reaches not just me, but those around me as well. I'm writing to you from a field hospital here in France. Before you worry too much, let me assure you that I'm all right. A piece of shrapnel caught me in the shoulder during our last engagement. It's nothing too serious, and the doctors say I'll be right as rain before long. They've patched me up well and the pain is manageable. It's strange to find myself here, away from the trenches for a bit, but I'm using the time to rest and recover. I know you'll worry, but there's no need. This is just a small setback, and soon enough I'll be back with my comrades, doing my part against Fritz. The big push I mentioned before went as well as could be expected, though it came at a cost, as these things always do. Still, morale remains strong, and we're holding our ground. I think often of you, Father, the girls, and Mary, and it gives me the strength to carry on. Speaking of Mary, please tell her that I think of her every day. Her letters and the photograph she gave me are my constant companions. I can't wait for the day I can see her again and tell her all the things I've carried in my heart during these long months. Thank you again for the jam and all the little comforts you send. They mean more than you know. Give my love to Father and the girls and tell them I'm keeping my chin up. I'll write again soon to let you know how I'm getting on. With all my love, your son, James.
My dearest James, how relieved I was to receive your letter and to know that you are on the mend. I've read and reread your words, and each time I give thanks that your injury wasn't more serious. Still, my heart aches, knowing you've been hurt, even if you insist it's nothing to worry about. Please, take the time to rest and heal properly. You've already done more than enough to make us all proud. Now I have the most wonderful news to share with you. Your sister has given birth to a beautiful baby girl, happy and healthy as can be. We've been beside ourselves with joy, and your father has been grinning ear to ear ever since the news came. They've named her Margaret, after your grandmother, and she's already stolen all our hearts. She has the sweetest little smile, and when she looks at you, it feels as though she already knows she is deeply loved. Your sister is absolutely thrilled at the thought of you meeting your niece. She's been telling everyone that her little Margaret has the bravest godfather anyone could ever wish for. Yes, James, you're her godfather. She insisted there was no one else who could possibly fill the role. We've already started telling Margaret stories about her Uncle James, the hero fighting for king and country. I think she'll grow up with so much pride in you. I've sent another parcel along with this letter, and I hope it reaches you quickly. There's another jar of blackberry jam in it, since you said how much it meant to you and the lads. I've also added some warm gloves and a scarf, as the weather must be turning even colder now. Let me know if there's anything else you need, and I'll do my best to send it. Mary came by again the other day. She's been such a comfort to me, and I know she's been keeping herself busy while waiting for your safe return. She talks about you constantly and lights up whenever your name is mentioned. I told her how much you think of her, and I think it brought her some peace. You are so loved, James, by all of us. Please keep writing when you can, and let us know how you're feeling. We're all praying for your swift recovery, and for the day when you're home with us again. Margaret will be waiting for her godfather's arms to hold her, and I know she'll adore you as much as we all do. With all my love, Mother.
Dearest Mother, thank you for your wonderful letter. The news of Margaret's arrival brought a smile to my face that I desperately needed. I can't wait for the day when I can meet my little niece and hold her in my arms. To think that I'm her godfather fills me with such pride and responsibility. Please tell my sister how happy I am and how much it means to me to have this connection to her beautiful daughter. I wanted to let you know that I'm back at the front now. The rest and care I received at the hospital have done me good, and I feel ready to take on whatever lies ahead. We are preparing for the big battle I mentioned in my earlier letters, and though I cannot share details, I know it will be a hard fight. There is a knot of fear in my stomach, one I cannot deny, but I promise you, Mother, I will stay proud and firm in the face of this terrifying situation. I will hold on to the thought of you, Father, Mary, and my new goddaughter to carry me through. It's hard to describe what it feels like to stand on the edge of something so immense, but I want you to know that I'm not alone here. My comrades and I support one another, and together we find the strength to face what we must. It is your love and prayers that give me the courage to keep moving forward. Please keep praying for me as I pray for you all. Give my love to Father and my sisters. Hug Margaret for me and tell her that her godfather thinks of her often. And please let Mary know that she remains my guiding star, the thought of her keeping me steady through the darkest moments. I will write again as soon as I can, though it may be some time. Until then, hold me in your thoughts as I hold all of you in mine. With all my love, your brave little warrior, James.
My dearest James, your letter arrived this morning, and I have read it through so many times I could recite it by heart. It warms my soul to hear from you, even as my heart aches knowing you're back at the front and facing such immense challenges. I wish I could take your fear and carry it for you. But I know you have the strength to face whatever comes your way. You have always been brave, James, my brave little warrior. I want you to remember in every moment how proud we are of you. Your courage, your determination and your steadfast heart inspire us all. You are fighting not just for king and country, but for the love of your family and the hope of a better world. Let that knowledge give you strength when the fear feels too much to bear. Be careful, my son. Keep your wits about you and trust in the skills and instincts that have brought you safely this far. And remember that you are never alone. God is with you, watching over you, guiding your steps even in the darkest of nights. I pray every day for your safe return, and I believe with all my heart that he will bring you home to us. Your father and sisters send their love, and little Margaret has been a source of endless joy for all of us. Your sister often talks about how excited she is for you to meet your goddaughter. She already has a way of lighting up a room, and I just know she'll bring you such happiness when you return. Mary came by again, and she is as steadfast as ever. She sends you her love and her prayers, and she holds on to the thought of you coming home to her. I've sent along another parcel with this letter. Just a few comforts to remind you of home. I hope it reaches you soon. Keep writing when you can, James. Your letters are like a lifeline to me. Until I hear from you again, know that you are in my every thought and prayer. Stand proud, my dear boy, and hold on to the knowledge that you are loved more than words can ever say. My dearest James, it has been some time since your last letter, and I cannot hide the worry that has taken hold of my heart. I understand how busy and dangerous things must be for you at the front, but please, my son, make every effort to let me know that you are alive and well. A single word from you would ease my fears and bring me the peace I so desperately need. Every day I watch for the post, hoping to see your handwriting on an envelope. When it does not come, I remind myself that no news is good news. But it grows harder with each passing day. I pray for you constantly, James, asking God to keep you safe and to guide you through these dark days. I trust in him, but my heart longs to hear from you. Your father shares my worry, though he tries to remain stoic for the sake of the family. Your sisters, too, ask after you often. Little Margaret is growing so quickly, and we all speak of you to her, telling her about her brave godfather who is doing his duty far away. Mary has been a source of comfort to me during this time. She holds on to hope with such strength, and I am grateful for her presence. Please, my brave boy, if you can find even a moment, let us know you are all right. Your letters mean everything to us, and are a reminder of the bond that keeps us connected, even when you are so far away. I hold on to the hope that soon we will receive word from you, and until then, I will keep praying for your safety.
Dear Mrs. Webster, it is with the deepest sorrow that I write to inform you of the loss of your son, Corporal James Webster. James fell in action on the 17th of November 1916 at the Somme, bravely fighting for king and country during a critical engagement. His courage and determination were an inspiration to all who served alongside him, and he faced his duties with a strength of spirit that will not be forgotten. James was a fine soldier, respected and admired by both his comrades and his officers. He spoke often of you, his family, and his fiancée Mary, and it was clear that his love for you all gave him great strength. In his final moments, he showed the same bravery and dedication that defined him throughout his service. I know that no words can ease the pain of this loss, but I hope it brings you some comfort to know that James served with honor and that he made a meaningful difference in the lives of those around him. His sacrifice will forever be remembered, and he will always be counted among the heroes who gave everything for the freedom and safety of others. On behalf of his fellow soldiers and myself, please accept our heartfelt condolences. We grieve with you and will carry James's memory in our hearts. With deepest sympathy and respect, Captain Alfred Robert Webb.